We gotta do. Oops, sorry. We gotta do that one again.
The H hour is upon us, Brad Shoemaker.
Great, I love happy hour.
Yeah.
$5 Boilermakers, Ritas and Ronas.
Yeah.
What you got?
All right, we got Ritas, Ronas, we got apps and taps. We are ready to set them up and then proceed to knock them down.
Great.
We are the world's elite when it comes to ordering mozzarella sticks and draining that motherfucking basket.
This tastes like victory to me.
Yeah, well, then you're in luck because we're going to be pursuing victory here. In this early access release, it's $25 on Steam, and it's only got a couple of maps, and it seems kind of slim right now for what you get.
I overheard you saying this was the earliest access.
It is pretty early.
Earlier.
In terms of...
Earlier, when you were talking about early access.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
you had
screen.
access to what I was saying.
Yes, I did.
Because I was standing near you.
I had access to it before the audience, so I had early access to
It's
you.
true. It's true.
This is a nice loading screen.
Yeah, I like it as well.
I mean, it's not animated or anything.
It could be in motion. That would
yeah.
be nice. Yeah,
but
that would be nicer.
For a still loading screen, it looks pretty professional.
All right, we are going to green the fuck up here and get in the game, though this is round-based, so I don't think I'm actually in there.
This is Unreal Engine 4, isn't it?
It is,
I saw in the boot up.
And this is, they're trying to make SOCOM.
Okay.
The PS2 classic.
Like just straight up?
SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs, SOCOM 2 U.S. Navy SEALs.
Still Navy SEALs?
SOCOM 3 additional U.S. Navy SEALs. Combined assault, there's some other stuff, I don't know. I had a deep, deep love for SOCOM and SOCOM 2 on the PlayStation 2.
Yes.
You know, they were online shooters on a console that didn't have a lot of those. When console-based multiplayer was still something of a novelty, SOCOM was there. And it felt right on a controller. I'm actually playing it with a controller right now, but it does have mouse and keyboard support, and that's probably the right way to actually play it.
How did you play that? There was an Ethernet adapter for PS2?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like
you got a hold of the Ethernet adapter, and
wasn't it like super crazy setting that thing up? Like it did not.
There was a setup disk you had to use, and
this was like pre-Xbox Live. Consoles
didn't
know how to do internet back then.
Well, there was like, when Tony Hawk 3 came out, the Ethernet adapter didn't exist yet, so that was even weirder, but yeah. This is round-based combat, so if I die, I'm out for the round.
Is this how SOCOM did it? Like putting the guy right in the middle of the screen while you're running around?
Yeah, I can use left and right on the D-pad to lean.
Okay. Like it's weird seeing
I can pop into first person.
Oh. All right.
But there's no like aim down sights or anything like that. I can zoom with binoculars. And my experience playing this so far has been me running around and then getting shot.
Sounds like a modern military online shooter.
Yeah. I think that's a bad guy. Sometimes your own team's names don't appear over their head, and that's been problematic in some cases. I can jump.
They're still working on it.
Yes, they are. They are, in fact, still working on it.
I have been playing too much Witcher because I keep wanting you to pick those herbs and make swallow out of them.
We'll go prone and hang out. Not a lot of call-outs for when there are some for when I like throw grenades. Let's see if there's a guy still up on this roof. See if we can get a grenade up there. So we're looking for guys wearing hats because they're the bad guys. We're wearing masks. I imagine there'll be more customization and other stuff as they continue to develop the game. Wait, I still have grenades equipped. Damn it. Well, now we're spectating.
Is it kind of one and done per round?
Yeah, it is.
Like Counter-Strike style?
Yeah.
Okay.
They eventually added a mode in SOCOM that had respawns, which is where I ended up spending most of my time in the latter days of my SOCOM interest. But Chris, who was living with me at the time, and he also got way into SOCOM, friend of mine, he would do push-ups every time he died.
I remember you telling me that a
And
while back.
He had joined a clan. Like, he got very fucking serious about SOCOM for a brief period of time. and it was a great game. You know, there was like, again, you know, in that context of you being on a console, like there wasn't anything quite like it, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I still, once in a while, when I think about Zipper Interactive, it feels weird that they're not around anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Because SOCOM was such an institution back then.
It was, yeah.
It was
and
so
I think
popular.
they went astray, and times changed, and SOCOM just wasn't really necessary anymore.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, but at the same time, you know, first person shooting became very much the norm instead of this third person stuff, and you know, there's kind of tactical approach to the leans and stuff, and you know, it wasn't really what people were looking for anymore. And I think SOCOM just kind of fell off as the times changed. I don't know that there would have been anything they could have done to keep it going other than strongly deviate from what makes SOCOM SOCOM. So these guys, I believe there is someone on this team that did work on SOCOM.
Oh, really? They're that connected?
Yeah, that did work on some of those games.
Are they leaning into the comparison with like their marketing or like whatever they're advertising for this?
Well, you know, when they hit Kickstarter, they sure did.
Yeah, okay.
And now you do not see the word SOCOM on their website just about anywhere. Last time I looked. So, yeah, you know, like they got up to a point with it where they felt comfortable saying that, and then eventually very much stopped.
I wonder if they were contacted by anybody.
I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's try and stay alive. See if I can shoot somebody. That'd be nice. So you have a primary weapon, a sidearm, and grenades. Got this pistol here. Oh, well, I'm not even sure what happened there. There was a grenade explosion, but it looks like I died via a gun, according to the upper right there. Well, shit.
They're adding the situational awareness in a future update.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of this does seem early. Let's spectate and see what the rest of my team's doing here. So I think right now they have a couple of modes here. They've got this this just elimination, which is, you know, hey, shoot the other team, and then a mode where a bomb is picked up and planted as well. This guy's just kind of looking around corners. Yeah, this is
Is this the game?
staring out of windows
Yeah.
and oh geez, he's reloading. That's bad. Yeah.
Is that kind of how the match flow worked in SOCOM? And not a lot of run and gun. Like
Yeah,
a lot
definitely.
More carefully peeking.
Because you couldn't respawn, and you know, the weapons did a great deal of damage. Like running around the map and playing it like, you know, a shooter was not a good way to live. Until you got really fucking good, and then you would get cocky. And there was a while there that I was pretty damn good, and I was just running around smoking people. Also, I had pretty fast internet for the era, which I'm sure helped.
Yes. This is not long after the Dreamcast Quake 3 debacle.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, not that much time had passed.
You get the sense that a lot of people are excited about this, or like just the idea that a SOCOM-like is coming out?
You know, they kickstarted and succeeded, so there must be some people. I don't know. I would see like an undercurrent of people asking questions about it and asking us to cover it and stuff like that, just because they wanted to see it for themselves. And now that it's in early access, here we are. But not a lot of people. I think that, you know, again, a lot of the crowd that was big into SOCOM probably moved on. But a big part about SOCOM was it had pretty advanced clan features for the time. And it sounds like they are looking to bring that to this game as well. None of that appears to be actually in yet. It's pretty bare bones at this point. But
how much is this going for?
it's $25,
Okay.
which
you know, I think the two maps thing is probably the toughest sell at the moment.
yeah. For what's on offer right now, $25 is not a great price for what you're getting. But if you're a believer in the concept and believe them to, you know, be expanding the game, which, you know, they have been you know, they post some community updates. They've been talking about their game for quite a while. And if that sounds good, $25 is maybe a reasonable price for an online multiplayer shooter. Right now, there are not a ton of people playing. It seems like there are maybe 1 or 2 full games going at a time.
This guy's really taking
That's
slow and steady approach.
That is, yeah. And especially depending on what kind of weapons you got. You know, you can equip sniper rifles and shotguns and stuff like that.
Did not pay off for him.
It did not work out.
That sounds like end of match music.
It is indeed end of match music. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I was wondering if they had a dance animation in yet because, okay, like they're making SOCOM.
Yeah.
If you have spent a significant amount of time with SOCOM, you look at this and go, oh wow, they're totally trying to make SOCOM.
SOCOM had dancing?
Like, yes, it did.
Huh.
Yes, it had, you get over corpses and dance.
That's surprisingly forward thinking for an online game in, God, what was that, like 2002 or something?
Yeah, probably something like that. So I can go first person. If I push up again, I get binoculars. Can't shoot from that unless you have a sniper rifle. Then that's just a scope view. Let's try and move up a little bit, but not too much. And maybe try to actually take it slow. Up! Fuck.
Man.
Fuck. Ugh. That was the closest gun battle I think I've had playing this so far. Oh well. Oh, well, that guy's dead. This guy's just hanging out. This guy's doing this. And because, you know, like the nature of it being a third-person game is, you know, you can take this stance and, oh, well, that's way to have grenades equipped. You know, you can crouch like that and still have enough situational awareness to know if someone's coming up on you.
Right.
So the third-person camera is necessary for this to exist this way, you know? I mean, I guess they could, you know, do like a cover system and have it pop out to third if they wanted to do that, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll switch to mouse and keyboard here. I mean, obviously the aiming's going to be something a little different here. I lose some of my analog movement, but I can hold shift to walk. And what is my, okay, C to crouch, but then what is prone? Okay, X to go prone. Yeah. Here when I go prone, see with an analog stick when you go prone, when you can do this kind of crouch movement, or I can just push all the way. Oh wait, oh it's actually making me go slow here. Like see, I can crouch and still move full speed, and it'll just crouch when I stop. But I can also kind of do some crouch motion here if I like. This music seems really out of place.
Yeah, seriously. Can you left-hand analog stick, right-hand mouse?
Yeah.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, I could. I don't know if I want to do that, but it seems like that is an option.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah. Method Man, big SOCOM fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever rap about it?
There's a skit on one of his albums that is someone, I assume, I don't know, someone he knows, whether it's someone he met through SOCOM or not, I don't actually know, but it's someone shouting out about desert glory and all this other stuff while you hear explosions.
All right.
And it's pretty funny.
Does the Wu-Tang Clan exist anymore?
Yeah, they put out an album like
officially?
last year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
I mean, they don't really operate as a unit.
Right. Did they ever though? I guess they did.
Yeah, they, you know, the early, I think the original plan was the RZA wanted them to commit to, you know, 5 years of the plan, and then once the plan was done, like, hey, you know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and that led to that first record and that first wave of solo albums, and then I think things kind of started to fray a little bit.
Yeah. Well, they've all been going off in different directions. Like who was it that became a director?
The RZA.
RZA, right.
Yeah,
He made like a kung fu movie,
like,
right?
Yeah, he like
Naturally
was in it like a Jim Jarmusch movie or something, and then from there try to get his learn on. And I'm the last man standing, so let's.
I want to say, didn't he he was also scoring some stuff? Like, didn't he do the score for Ghost Dog or
he
something?
did, yeah, he did the Ghost Dog soundtrack.
Ah, Ghost Dog. I should watch Ghost Dog again.
I've not seen Ghost Dog. Is it good?
I remember liking it. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, I'm hitting this wall and not the guy. That's going bad for me. That's going bad for me.
Such a kind of jittery way that people just sort of move back and forth when they're in the middle of gunfights. It seems a little frustrating. But
yeah,
I guess that's how the game is played.
That is kind of SOCOM as well, if I remember right. Let's jump out of this one and see if we can find a domination match.
Check out the other map.
Yeah.
The one other map.
Yeah, so I can go in and create, and it just looks like, hey, do you want TDM or you want demolition? You know, these are the options.
Have they talked about like a kind of target number of maps, target modes?
They probably have. I actually couldn't tell you. Team Deathmatch, this demolition server's full. But I think we can probably just jump onto one that's running that map and maybe... Oh wait, was that running the same map? Damn it.
What was like the height of like Wu-Tang's exposure on like MTV? I'm trying to remember. What album was that?
It was really the first one. I think, but actually, it was probably Wu-Tang Forever when the second album came out, like the big double album, like they were out there promoting it very hard.
I'm trying to remember like what the first video off that album was. I remember thinking it was like it had really like
it was reunited.
I forget. I remember something with a lot of like really intense production values that they had.
Yes, that video where like they turned into a bunch of bees.
Yes, bees, and like I think there were a bunch of shots of them like bigger than skyscrapers, stomping around, or I don't know.
Well, that might be the Dog Pound's New York video
okay,
when Snoop and them came through and crushed the buildings. New York was never the same after that. Like in a war that was very much coastal, that was a very brazen thing for them to do at that time.
Oh, sure, yeah. I didn't think about that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang never really went in for that, though, did they?
No,
they were never in the.
No, that was not really their thing.
Territory fights.
All right.
This game is clearly not finished.
Yeah.
Or that thing would be. What about that? But there's that. Yeah, no, not even close. There's another one over there's a gas can.
Where?
Right there.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah. So with the keyboard, I can use the number keys to kind of go through my equipment here, 1 through 3. And yeah, well, I don't know, we'll run around this map here. You hear him kind of loosely shout, frag out, but not a lot of speech. There was a fair amount of speech in the other SOCOM, in the SOCOM games. So I assume at some point they will have more stuff, preferably in a variety of languages.
Is that how they did it before?
Yeah, there was a lot of, depending on which faction you had, you'd have,
got your Op 4.
Have guys shouting, Qualaba! As like grenades get thrown out, and you're like, I don't even know what the fucking language that is, but it probably means I'm shooting somebody or throwing a grenade or whatever the fuck it means. Good times. Yes, this is your other map.
It's a map, for sure.
And then, let's see here. I think there's a shooting range that I got into before that was just running on a server, which is a weird concept, but let's see. Yeah, firing range.
Is that something that's in here, or do you think somebody modded it already?
I think it's something that's probably in here.
Yeah.
But, we can jump in here and mess around with some, or at least get a look at the different guns that are in it.
Whoa.
And some of the materials.
Boots on the ground.
This is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
This is better than I was expecting.
Okay, so.
Is that is that there for you to hear like what the footsteps sound like and stuff?
If I was running on a flesh surface, it would sound like this. Here's our dirt, mud. What's that grass? It doesn't sound any different.
No. That's okay. Yeah.
That's wood. Wood creaky.
Metal thick, wet.
Water. Water shallow and water deep. A little ice. Anyway. So you see we've got some weapons over here. Variety of assault weaponry. I don't actually know what the button to pick stuff up is with the mouse and keyboard. So we can pick up this AK-74. You know, assault rifles.
Yep.
They do what they do. Submachine guns, you know, you got your P90. Uzi. Little Spas 12 there. Take that grass.
All the hits, all the classics.
Yeah. And a couple of sniper rifles, and then grenades. And, you know, grenades are grenades.
Whoa. Head down there and breach and clear.
Yeah. I mean, aiming way more precise with the mouse, but there's something about this being so SOCOM-y that playing with the mouse and keyboard feels wrong. I can lean when I'm scoped, if that's your thing. Anyway, that's kind of it so far from what I've seen of it. That's H-Hour.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Little bare bones for $25.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things where it's like they're like, hey, as we add features, we might raise the price. So maybe that's a deal.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, for a fully fleshed out game, $25 seems like a nice price, but
yeah,
not if it goes up.
Yeah, we'll see how this ends up. You know, I think it's a concept that it's really weird on the PC. When you think about, you know, like the types of shooters that we have seen come and go on the PC over the years. Like, SOCOM was a game that made a whole lot of sense on that generation of consoles, and then at some point didn't make as much sense. And they put it out on PS3. That they did their thing. They tried to keep SOCOM going, but I just don't think I just think it ran out of reasons to exist at some point. And so, as much as I loved those games and want to see something like that kind of again, like kind of come back, I guess, to some extent. I think that's a neat idea. I just don't know if there's an audience for this type of third-person shooter on PC.
Maybe they already got the audience they're going to get through the Kickstarter.
Yeah, maybe. So, we'll kind of see how it goes. Well, I'm like just weird, really interested in seeing how it goes for this team and for this game. So, yeah, I'm going to try and keep an eye on it because it seems like they're on the right track to making a game like that.
Yeah. Please be vigilant. Somebody's got to save these little armless.
I'm saving them all right.
Monstrosities
with shots to the roll-on part.
Won't someone think of the fake people?
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Yep.